Hey, everybody, good evening. This is our Heat Team call, June 16th. Doesn't it just knock your socks off to think we're halfway through the year and halfway through the month? It just all goes by so fast. I'm really excited for this call because summertime is actually my favorite time of the year. And maybe it is for a lot of you. Maybe it's because you remember your summers as a kid because it was time off and you could play and you could be with your friends. And I just want to help and Sandy really is the one that came up with this training, which is brilliant. I just love this training, Sandy, but she's letting me do it with her. But what I just want to say is when I'm thinking about summer and play and time off, is if in fact you love making a difference in people's lives, if impact is really important to you, if connection is really important to you, you can really appreciate this summer and still feel like you're getting to play, but you're getting to play in the big leagues. You're getting to play while you make a difference. You're getting to play with people that you want to connect with and help. So there we go. So we're going to start off, and Sandy and I are both NMDs. I'm a PMD, and Sandy's an NMD from the Heat team. And this is all about creating a big summer, not letting summer slip by even though we think of play, maybe you can think of this as a summer game. The whole thing is one big game, and then it'll feel more like play. So, Sandy, I'm going to let you start with tip number one, and maybe you can tell what inspired you to start thinking about this for the summer.
For me, it was that FOMO that summer could slip by and
Mm.
I wouldn't have made as big of an impact as I wanted to. And I started doing some of these things and actually having fun with them. And we'll talk about each one of them. The first thing I want to say though is, and any training I do, I start with this because it's just so important. Tap into your why. Why did you sign that application? Why do you want to make a difference in people's lives? And why is that important? And just kind of tap into it because otherwise it's too easy to just go jet skiing, and go on vacation and forget about juice club. It's easy to do that. And the gravitational pull is stronger, but our why is the strongest. So tap into that and talk to your sponsor if you're struggling with doing that. And then the last thing, I want to see a show of hands from everyone except Heidi. Who has big goals? Who would really like to make a big splash? Yeah. Yeah. Yes. What I'm going to say is going to sound counterintuitive to that. But I encourage you to set smaller ones that have to do with what you have control over. So set the smaller goal of how many people you're going to contact this week. How many people are you going to contact today? And I get reminded of this. I'm training right now for a Spartan. Even in this heat, I try and go early, but it's still hot. And I'm doing hills because I'll be up at Snow Basin above Ogden and it'll be nothing but hills. So I'm doing hills now. And what I have to do, the big picture, the big goal is getting to the top of that hill. I can't look up there for very long or I just start walking. It's just too big of a hill. Forget this. So I look 5 to 10 feet in front of me. It almost looks like I'm level. I'm running level if I do that. And I pick my head up. I'm looking, but I pick my head up so I have a peripheral and I can see if someone or a car, comes, and I can react. But otherwise, I'm pretty focused, and I'll look up to make sure I'm still headed in the same direction. But and keep an eye on that big goal, right? But I just encourage you to do that because that helps so much. And when our big goal is something that depends on other people buying and joining, it can get a little discouraging. But if we have our goal of what we're gonna do, we can do that, right? Okay, so getting right into it, our first tip. Who's excited about the strawberry shake?
Oh, yay!
Who has it? Nikki doesn't have to sift her complete anymore.
No, I don't.
So we had our first event last night and we made it and everyone liked it. And
Oh,
I love it. I'm so excited about it. So maybe you consider this summer your strawberry shake launch. Maybe it doesn't excite you and you have another something that does excite you about this summer, but just pick something. And then tip one is make your list. Don't rely on your memory, but make your list. And what it's really helpful with the app, the U plus Juice Plus app, because you down or upload all your contacts. Well, there's your memory jogger right there, right? Make that list. And who needs to hear about our business? Who needs to hear about the super biome and the superfood and the strawberry complete? So these are going to be, here's a little, and Nikki said she'll post this, but current customers, current partners, canceled customers, canceled partners, prospects you've talked with before, and friends who are trying to eat healthier, and busy moms and grandmas and people that are looking for more protein and fiber. Those would be the ones for the complete. But if you make a list of 100 names and then highlight your top 20 and really get going with those, because and by having the list you can do really good follow-up, make notes and keep doing follow-up with them, because we know it takes more than just one exposure, doesn't it? And so that leads us to tip number 2.
and can you hear me? Yeah, I've got my mic on. Great. So tip number 2 is a really fun one. I really learned this with Luminate. They want to taste it before they buy it. And it was really easy and fun with Illuminate because we had the sticks and I could just hand them out all over the place. But I have to tell you, for people that you know, like I was talking to my sister, and I stayed with my sister the last 4 days, and my Juice Plus came in the day after I left my house. So I didn't, and she was texting me, don't forget to bring the strawberry. Don't forget to bring the strawberry. And I said, I can't, it's not here yet. And of course, it came in the next day. But because she's my sister and or it could be a good friend, I'm going to put some in a baggie for her and just send it to her. I am not afraid to do that with people I know and that trust. And I'm going to ask them. Right now, we don't have little sachets, but would you like me to put it in a snack baggie for you with some information? And if they say yes, great. And obviously it's that would be a hard thing to do, to send to somebody you don't know, or they really want to have something sealed. But in the meantime, other than sending it to people that you already know, some ideas that you could have: a strawberry shake and chat. How easy to do that. And you can do it in your home. You can ask a friend, hey, do you have a couple friends that want to try something new? I'd love to come over and bring a shake for all of you. Smoothies on the patio. For those of you that have heard Jennifer Straub's last year, when she talked about make a mess in your backyard, and she talked about having backyard conversations. Now's the time. You can have backyard smoothie conversations. Super easy, super fun. Sip and sample after any event that you're going where there's a group. So if you're at a meetup, if you're at church, if you're at temple, if you're at pickleball, you can ask ahead of time to those people that you know that are playing pickleball or that are at your church, hey, I have something I'd love to share with you afterwards. Can we get together? Because they're already out and about. So maybe they want a little more socializing, right? Bring samples to a walk, hike, or workshop. Now, one thing that you can do in terms of the samples, like I'm thinking already, I play pickleball on Thursday morning. I'm going to make a shake. I'm going to bring in a cooler and I'm going to have little cups for everybody to taste in between when we take breaks, because there's always people that are sitting on the bench while they're waiting to play. I'm going to get ready and I'm just going to say, I couldn't resist. You have to try something new. I'm going to bring it to pickleball with me in a cooler. How fun is that going to be? And then add tastings to a salad in a jar or a sourdough event. Don't let it slip by you when you have people in a group where you can share, and it can, besides our strawberry, it can be Luminate, it can be superfoods. That's why the sip and sample could be really fun, because you can do luminate, you can do superfoods, you can do the biome, the super biome, and then you can even make a shake and make two or three different kinds of strawberry shakes. One really simple, one with some spinach and some flax seeds in it, so people can see that they can health it up a little bit. So tip number two, taste before they buy. The tool, keep individual samples and shaker bottles with you. Because you know what? When we tried this in Memphis, we did it in water, right? With no ice. You could
Room
have
temperature.
bottles of water with you in a cooler with a shaker, shake it up with a little bit of ice in it. They're going to love it. We did it with just water and it wasn't even cold, which for me is a no-no. It has to be really cold, and I still loved it. So tip number two, keep samples when you can and shaker bottles with you. So tip number three, revisit old conversations because some of your best customers are people you've already met. So ask yourself, who said not right now? Hopefully, maybe you have a spreadsheet or something where you're keeping track of those leads or prospects that you talked to that said not now, but they were kind of interested, like people that were interested, but somehow life got busy. You'll remember it if you think of these cues. Who loved the products but stopped ordering? Now, that's really easy to do because you can go into your back office and look at who's inactive and find out who are those people that stopped ordering. And if you do, before you rush into the strawberry, you can have a conversation. What happened? What made you stop ordering? I know at one point you really loved your Juice Plus. Was it having anything to do with our IT or shipping or whatever? Is there any way that I can help you solve whatever problem you were going with? And we have something new again that's really amazing. So you always want to bring that in. And then who talked to me about the business, or who did I talk to about the business that I brought up and kind of sounded good, but they weren't really sure. Maybe their husband didn't like the idea or something. Times change. If you haven't talked to somebody in a year or two, it's interesting at pickleball the other day. I started this business when I was 43. And most of the people I play pickleball with are 70 and older, but somebody invited a mommy. And she happened to say, I'm really looking to do something this summer where I don't need to take a full-time job. And I'm 43 and I just went bingo. I was 43 when I started. So I have a call into her to take her out to lunch. I'm just going to sit down and just say, hey, I have no idea if you'd be interested in this, but I started what I do when I was 43. And when you said that the other day, it just a light bulb went off for me. And then, so sometimes the answer isn't finding new people, it's following up with familiar people. So, tool, spend 15 minutes a day reconnecting. Okay, Sandy, I'm turning it over to you.
Okay. And one last thing on that is who have you connected with on Facebook or on
Mm.
Instagram that you haven't reached back out to? It's easy to forget them and just go through all your messages. All right. So tip 4 is collaborate, don't compete. This has been something I've really been working on, and I have like 9 more coffees to follow through with people of this. So one of the biggest lessons that I've been learning is who serves the same audience that I do, but in a different way. How can I collaborate? And especially if it's win-win, they're going to want to meet with you. The one I've been doing the most of lately is sourdough bakers. So this says fitness trainers who does what we do, or reaches the same audience. Fitness trainers, Pilates instructors, health coaches, sourdough bakers, realtors, women ministry leaders. That would be for me. For you, it might be pickleball coaches. Living communities, wellness centers, financial coaches, mental health professionals, all of these. And you can probably think of so many more. So the sourdough
Yeah,
bakers,
great.
because I teach sourdough workshop, but I also teach gut health workshop. And so I've just put on Facebook a couple times, who do you know? Or I'm looking for sourdough bakers that sell their sourdough that I can send clients to. Now that's a built-in win for them. Are they going to want to meet with us? You bet they are. And because I don't know about you, I don't know who all does sourdough.
Somewhat.
Okay, great. Yeah, and you can do this with anything, but the reason why it's so good with sourdough is people that so we can send people to them. They can send people to us because some of their clients may want to learn how a simple way to make sourdough or may be coming to them to buy sourdough because they have gut health issues. The one lady that before we met, we were chatting back and forth, her friend had set up the conversation and she said, I started making sourdough. I got into sourdough because of my gut. And we had coffee. Her gut isn't quite healed, so she still struggles with it. And so she's really interested, and she's coming to our next event. And I sent her some information, a video.
And
So
Sandy, can you go back and ask that question? I think this is brilliant. Who do you know? Because it doesn't have to be to the sourdough bakers. It could be to a health coach or a Pilates instructor that can
yeah,
say the same thing. But when you
yeah.
repeat what you're
Oh,
saying to
it
them
would work
again,
for any of that. I'm
yeah,
looking for a Pilates instructor I can send some of my clients to. I mean,
yeah,
that works. A realtor that I can collaborate with or, network with.
yeah.
Um, Wellness centers. I'm looking for a wellness center that I can teach some classes at, or, just something like that. The goal isn't who can buy from me. The goal is who can we serve together? And it just feels good. I mean, talk about a summer fun adventure, looking for people to collaborate for probably many years to come. So that's so exciting. And yes, I mean, I've had trouble setting up coffees because people are traveling, but that's okay. That's okay. We can pace ourselves with that. And then, so just a tool would be to schedule one collaboration coffee each week. Oh, and I think Nikki, when she said this with the sourdough or the pickleball, gave me the idea that when I meet them for coffee, I'm going to take some strawberry shake in my cold, cup that'll keep it cold.
Yeah, in fact, you don't even have, if it's only meeting one person, you can bring it in a cool, in a shaker like this with, that's really shook up and cold and bring a little paper cup and pour it right out of here and continue drinking in your pink strawberry cup that we luckily got. But it's anyway, but you don't have to make a big deal of it. It's right there. It's simple.
Okay, and then 5 is become the invitation queen. I don't know about you. It is still after all these years, so much easier for me to invite someone to an event, or at least that to be the conversation opener. Do you like making sourdough? Have you made it? Do you make salads? Just something like that. And so invite them to all these different things. And the cool thing about all these different types of events is that you're going to reach different audiences. No, I don't want to make sourdough. No, thank you. But I do want more salads. And I want some healthy fast food in my fridge. So smoothie tasting, we're doing something different. Next week, we're doing an energy ball workshop. And it took a little bit because I haven't heard of anyone else doing this. We'll probably have 12 to 15 come. And so each of them are going to have a bowl. They're going to make a different recipe. Some of them will be making the same ones, but then they can take an assortment home. So that'll be really good. And we've really kind of stepped up how much we share about Juice Plus at our workshops, because if you're doing something else, that can become the focus and the Juice Plus can be put on the side. And so last night when we did our salad in a jar, we watched the Bridge the Gap and the Farm Freshness Farm, the 2 minute.
Farm to table.
Yes. And then this next week, what we're going to watch are the curiosity video of the protein powder and the solution powder, or the solution video. They're just a minute, 2 minutes each. And then we're going to watch the solution video for the Juice Plus plant powders.
That's great. That's really great. And I just want to comment. Heidi said that you can find old conversations in in Facebook, you can search in a messenger, text, email the words Juice Plus, and past conversations will pop up.
Oh,
So it's
that's
a good way
great.
to find conversations if you did it on Messenger. And then I know I'm supposed to exactly know what this is, but I don't. What is, and I've seen it Instagram of this, but I still don't know exactly what it is. What is cold foam? Heidi, can
So,
anybody tell me?
yeah, cold foam is the stuff that basically a lot of people are having like cold coffees with cold foam,
Oh,
like an
yes.
iced coffee with cold foam. And so basically you're foaming up like the strawberry complete in cold water, in cold milk, water, whatever you want to do. And then that gets poured on the top and it looks so beautiful. If you go, Nikki, I know you're local like I am. If you go to the public market, there is Soul Kitchen there and they actually make matcha the same way, and they have a strawberry foam on the top. Huge hit. It's so popular because of how beautiful it looks with the green and the strawberry foam on top. So,
Oh, fun. So there must be like a recipe. You can't just take a frother and foam up your strawberry shake, or can
yeah,
you?
yes. And in fact, on the call on Monday night, that's what Kelly Morgan actually did. She actually kind of demoed that on the call. I'm not sure if anyone else caught that, but she actually did mention the strawberry
She
cold
did,
foam
but
on
that's what I'm
top.
saying. I see it, but I don't quite get it. Okay, thank
Yeah.
you. All right. So tip number 6, use the summer rule. So what is the summer rule? Summer is not a reason to disappear. That's the rule. Rule number 1, not time to disappear. I'm going to sneeze. Hey, huh. Um,
Bless
thank you. It's a season to simplify. And what you can do is ask yourself each day, you know, who, and it can be forward thinking or at the end of the day, who did I encourage or who will I encourage today? You know, a lot of times I say, wake up in the morning and think about, you know, what added value you can give anybody during the day. What would it look like? And when you're laying there imagining yourself giving added value to anybody's life, who did I encourage? Who can I invite? Who can I follow up with? Who did I thank? Or who do I need to thank? Who do I need to follow up with? And I just thought of somebody that I really need to follow up with. So I'm going to get on this one as soon as we get off the call. I can't believe I haven't called her. So, but the real key to all this, again, is not perfection. You know, you don't need to be perfect at this. You just need to do little steps. And I love, Sandy, the way you said, you don't need to set a huge, hairy, audacious goal. If your goal is simply to contact 3 to 5 people a day through Messenger, through text, through Facebook, through a call, your goal will formulate itself by your actions. So take actions each day. So a closing thought for the team. I'm going to let you do our closing thought, Sandy, if you would.
All righty. Well, you know, people don't need you to be perfect. In fact, it's actually better if you're not. And they don't need a perfect presentation. What they really need is someone who cares, a caring guide. And so this summer, let's focus on caring for people, conversations, collaborations, tastings, and invitations. And the goal isn't pressure, it's helping more people discover simple tools that can support their health and their future.
And I love that you called it a summer guide because, you know, if you go down the river, who do you want? You want a really good guide taking you down the river. And it's a lot of fun if you have a good guide. So the whole idea also here is to have fun doing this. Make it fun for the people that you're doing it with. So we've got a few minutes left. If anybody has something they would like to add that they're planning on doing or a question, just unmute yourself and go for it.
And Heidi, I love that. Who did I bless? Who can I bless today?
Yep, Randy.
Um, I've had an opportunity to donate a half-hour massage to a group that's going to be auctioning it off. And it's the female basket that I'm donating for because I'm a massage therapist. Well, I thought if it's female wellness and for her, she's giving a gift certificate for a massage. I'm going to put something together, all the drink sticks that I can, and a brochure, and I'm going to do health on the inside, health on the outside. I'm doing the massage and then get healthy on the inside.
I love it. And those silent auctions are a great place to create a really pretty basket of something. And especially with you could make the center of the basket a pouch of complete because it's so beautiful, and then have the sticks around it, and even a jar that you've got at Walmart. They're not very expensive, that has just a plain jar that has a straw in it with a wood top. So you're giving the gift of a drink holder kind of thing. Anyway, it doesn't
Oh,
have
that's
to be
a great
expensive.
idea. I
Yeah.
usually go to Dollar Tree. They have the best summer cups, I'm telling you, or
Perfect.
jars.
Oh,
I mean,
great.
at Dollar Tree, you might pay you'll pay less than $2, maybe
Yeah.
$1.75 for one.
That's
It's
great,
great.
Randy. Thank you so much. And any other suggestions? All right. I think we've covered it all. I can see I got a lot of sun reflection here. Whoa. Anyway, I want to thank you all for being on. This will be posted on the Heat team and the Cotton Club Turn Up the Heat Facebook group. It's always on YouTube, so you can find it there. And I really want to give Sandy a big shout out for kind of putting this formula together, because I think this is really simple. 6 simple things that you can do that you could take. Oh, what we didn't talk about is the power hour, Sandy.
Oh,
Somebody doing a quick power hour, a half hour. It doesn't have to be a whole hour, but of taking the list of the simple who to call and using those names, those ideas for your power half hour or
yeah.
hour.
And the thing that really, why I do the power hours, why they really help me, is that focus thing. I mean, they've done studies, and if you're doing something, but then you get pulled away, then you come back, and it takes too long to get back. But if you can just focus, I get so much more. My DMO can take 8 hours, or I can get a lot of it done in one. And
Yeah.
so
That's
it
really,
is amazing. And
really
something
true.
else I forgot to mention was Zoom calls. Doing get-togethers via Zoom. Right now, when people are so busy and traveling, and you probably have prospects and customers in other states, scheduling like maybe one a month, a Zoom call,
Yeah. And
friends and family.
somebody did ask on the chat when we're going to have sachets of strawberry. We have no idea, but the more we ask for it, the faster we'll get it.
Yes.
So that, I think they'll look at what our sales are like just with the strawberry the way it is. And if our sales are good, the sachets will come out. So get a lot of people on strawberry so we can all have sachets for when we travel. All right, everybody, have a great week and a great month, the rest of the month. Let's keep going. Good night. Yes,
Nikki and Sandy.
yes.
Uh, we had Dr. Paul Williams do a presentation over Zoom last night for about 30 people. It was recorded. If y'all would like to see it, I can post it on your Facebook page, or
Sure.
however you want me to.
That would be great. And Bill, if
Thank
you have problems finding it, let me know. Find me on whatever, and we'll find each other on Facebook, and I'll add you to the group if you have problems finding it.
That sounds great. Thanks,
Okay.
Nikki. Great job
Good night,
tonight, guys.
everybody. Have
Bye,
a good
everyone.
one.
Bye. Thank you.